Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can tell, we're talking about Rollins. Much needed spark plug inserted into this Milwaukee Bucks lineup. I got 25 points last night against the Knicks on national TV, so a big game for him. Definitely his season high, and then throughout the season he's been averaging about 15 points, 4 assists, 35% three-pointers, 40% from the field, a couple steals as well, a couple rebounds. So he's pretty much, doing it all for the Bucks. Like I said, much needed spark plug, much needed, solid, efficient points, efficient shooter for the Bucks that excels around Giannis. Cole Anthony's had a big game. Gary Trent and AJ Green are going to shoot it, of course, and Miles Turner, of course, is going to do his thing, stretching the floor. But they needed a solid, number two option next to Giannis, and I'm not saying this is going to be like a, all-star type of option, but this is a good rotation option for the Bucks, and he's been proving his worth so far. Even though he's been hopping around a few teams in the league. I think he was on the Warriors and the Wizards before this, and this is like the first time he's getting consistent minutes for his career, about 20-25 minutes. Yeah, about 29 minutes played so far this year, and throughout his career, he's not been really that, not really been given that much opportunity. Last few years, he's not been, given that many minutes. So, 5-6 minutes a game here and there for the Wizards and the Warriors, and even last year for the Bucks, he only got 14 minutes. But this year, I think Doc is trusting him, and of course, they have no Dame, and even Kevin Porter Jr. is out. They're originally maybe planned starting point guard for the season, but Ryan Rollins has been filling in pretty efficiently, and I wouldn't be surprised if he continues to be the starter even when Kevin Porter comes back, just so Kevin Porter can maybe run the offense off the bench, because Ryan Rollins looks like a good fit right next to Giannis, and he's making the right reads. So of course we're going to take a look at some of his film and see what he's been doing, especially against the Knicks last night. This play, just sizing up Brunson. Turner's going to give him a pick. Brunson gets stuck under the pick. You see Cat, going under, kind of giving him some space. He's able to rise up in a pretty open shot. And this is only second or third possession of the game. He rises up and hits that three. And of course, he was 4 for 4 for this game. So, it's going to be, his highlights mostly. But, they need that for sure. They need that efficient shooter next to Giannis. Anybody who can make a play around Giannis and, just help him out. This time he's spotting up in the corner over here. It looks like he wasn't even ready. He's wiping his face. All of a sudden gets the ball, but got to be ready. When Giannis is going to attract so much attention in the middle of the court, and you're the weak side guy, got to be ready in that corner. But, he's able to knock it down. Next possession, sizing up Anunoby, doesn't force anything, kicks it out to Bobby Portis in the corner. He gets that three to go, so he got the assist right there. Once again, he got on the pick and roll. This time he's going to be matched up, I think, with I think it's Diawara. He's a rookie. He's just gonna, he's got the court by himself. He's got a shooter in the corner. He's able to take him on and finish with the left hand as well over the shot blocker. I think got some goaltending as well, so count the bucket. Next play, he's gonna make a pretty tough pass, but he originally probably wanted to shoot it, or maybe was trying to look for the roll for Kuzma to roll right here. However, Amir Coffey, I think, is on the wing, able to throw it to him there. Just keeps the offense moving. Doesn't force any really tough shots. That's his job right now. This time he reads the play. Kind of a lazy pass by Anunoby to throw it to Tyler Kolek. He reads that pass. Then with the deceleration, I think got the foul as well. Yep, got the foul as well, and got the and one. Nice deceleration on that Euro step, and got the bucket to go. This time he's coming off that double drag and transition. Not even transition, off a made bucket. Got that double screen from Portis and Prince. Towns is going to be the one kind of stepping up next to him. Towns is late on the rotation right there. I don't know what Towns is looking at. He's staring at it the whole time. But, Bridges kind of passes it off to him because he gets caught behind him. Towns has to get in position late and eventually, has to end up committing a foul right there. Nice pocket pass right there. Just reading the defense. He's got a ball screen right here. Porter's going to have the middle of the floor pretty much to himself. Get him a nice bounce pass and let him work to the rim, and he's able to convert the layup. So he's just, he's making solid plays, making, consistent plays, shoot when you're open. If you see a big and drop, attack the big. That double drag, obviously Doc Rivers drew that up for him to get downhill, and he was able to get downhill and draw a foul. This time I don't mind that shot. He's coming off the screen. Bridges is behind him. Towns is kind of, in the lower, in the paint, not really respecting his mid-range. He has enough space to rise up. I don't really blame him, especially when Giannis is not on the floor. He could, redirect into something else, but, not a bad shot. Not a horrible shot. This time just makes the pass, comes off the ball screen. Better pass probably leads to a, straightaway three from Gary Trent, but you see him coming off this corner, kind of a tough angle. You see Shamet stepping up to the free throw line, nail help, especially on that Miles Turner pick and roll on Brunson. So Gary Trent is going to be open. Obviously, the pass could have been a little bit better, but, that's still the right read. It just needs to, execute a little bit better, I think, on that. And Gary Trent still makes the best of it. This time gets the screen again. He kind of flips it, kind of ghost screen. I've been seeing that a lot these days, where that guy, the ghost screener, just kind of taps the pick and roll big, just taps him on the left, or even the guard, whoever has the ball, whoever's defending the ball in the pick and roll, just taps him on the left side of his body, just to make him think that there's a screen coming. This time gets to the rim on Cat, so did a nice job of creating something for himself. Obviously, Anunoby makes a good off-ball defensive play, blocks him from behind. Still, I like his aggressiveness. This time he's driving on Brunson. This time he pulls up for that mid-range. Barely rims out as well on that one. Still creates a good amount of space for himself against, of course, Brunson, not the best defender, so that's what you expect him to do, is attack that mismatch. This time he's in the corner. Everybody obviously focusing on Giannis. Miles Turner makes a nice, off-ball screen just to open up that space for him in the corner. On Brunson, I think they had to, if they're trying to hide Brunson on him, you got to make him pay, right? You see Turner right here, just setting that off-ball screen on Brunson. Makes the pass a little bit easier and the shot a little bit easier for Rollins. Wide open catch and shoot three from the corner. You expect him to knock it down. This time playing a little two-man game with Miles Turner on the weak side. They actually tried to do the same thing for Miles Turner this time. Set that off-ball screen in this corner just to let him get free. However, I think Bridges read it and switched onto Miles Turner. Yeah, Bridges read that. Bridges immediately goes to Miles Turner. So Miles Turner pump fakes, keeps the play going, back to Rollins, and he knocks down the three himself. So nice, chemistry building between, the Bucks players, and good relationships building with Miles Turner and Rollins and Giannis, and of course those are their three main starters at this point in the season. Nice relocation off the screen. You got to vacate that space once Miles Turner starts driving. So yeah, he understands where to be and how to continue the play. This time, decent vertical defense on Brunson as well on that drive. Keep your hands up. Swipes the ball away from Huck Bordy and gets the break going. This time coming off the screen, you got Brunson on the pick and roll, defending the pick and roll. You got Huck Bordy on the trying to guard the paint. Huck Bordy doesn't really want to commit to him to leave Giannis free on that roll, even though Hart's covering the roll, I think. So he sees nobody's going to contest the rim or contest him at the rim. So he goes all the way and gets a nice lefty layup over the shot blocker. Just some nice plays. Last time gets his pass stolen. Bad turnover there, but knocks it away from Brunson from behind and starts the break for Milwaukee again. So just some much needed hustle plays. That was, with the tie game, crucial play. However, he kind of makes up for it with that, swipe away. Bucks are kind of making a run now at the end of this game just to pull away. Rollins makes a nice tough move on Bridges. And Giannis throws ahead to him. Trust him with the offense. Just takes Bridges to the left block. Steps back, hit a nice jumper. Provide 25 points and help Milwaukee seal the deal against the Knicks in a big game. And I had kind of low expectations for Milwaukee this season. I thought there would be like a play-in team type of thing. Maybe not even make it out of the play-in, just because I thought, certain East teams would be better, like Orlando, Toronto, New York, obviously Cleveland. But they're proven to be a pretty tough out, especially, you surround Giannis with some solid shooters, some solid playmakers, and he can make it work. And of course, Giannis is absolutely, tearing it up right now, probably top 3 in MVP race right now. Obviously super early, only 3-4 games in. But yeah, Ryan Rollins looks to be a good find for this organization and a good developmental story because they haven't had many young guys that they've personally developed so far these last few years, especially after Jrue Holiday and Chris Middleton kind of took a downturn in their career. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, and maybe let me know this time which seed do you think the Milwaukee Bucks can get this season, because the East looks kind of wide open. Thanks you guys for watching. Peace.